I got a comment from someone saying, where you been? Plus you've been deleting your vids. I appreciate that. Motivated me to make this video real quick. Yeah, just taking care of some stuff. Trying to figure some stuff out, man. I've talked about this topic before in a previous video, and that video explained it pretty good, and it's pretty exposed at this point. It's pretty obvious. Those of you who are going through, so I don't really like talking about it. I think it's a distraction, kinda, and perhaps there's something you're supposed to do. Perhaps you were supposed to have more of a challenge, which is just kind of just ridiculous, a bunch of challenges that I've overcome, I thought things would possibly get much more easier and possibly more simpler, but obviously that's not the case. Life keeps on going, and there's going to be things you come across that you never thought you'd come across before. There's going to be a bunch of situations that happen that you did not plan for, and that goes for everyone. So when it comes to just speaking on this right here, I guess that's just kind of why I go about it a more different way. I kind of, I talked about before how I had previous videos on this, and it got so, and you come across a bunch of channels that speak on this right now. So that's why I'm coming at it from a different, that's not why I'm coming at it from a different perspective, but, I just don't, I'm one where, a lot of these, we're all here helping each other. So, I'm coming from it at this perspective just because, we all ended up experiencing this situation for many different reasons, which I think it's important to share your story. I think there's nothing wrong with speaking about it. And with that being said, that comes into the whole play of just freedom of speech. And I wasn't aware that, you just speaking on a platform, you're not, it's not like you're here shaking your ass or getting completely naked in front of camera. And even coming from my, angle, I was never really a person who even like cussed a lot, or just went like, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I think it's pretty irritating for the most part, especially when it comes to things like income and your financial. I think it's really, that's the number one irritating thing. Other than that, I can put up with the stupid stuff or whatever that comes with it. But even with that being said, just the fact that we're all different people coming from different situations and stuff like that, other people can't put up with the other stuff that some others can put up with better, or if you guys understand what I'm saying. So it's the way you look at it. Luckily for me, I'm an easygoing person. I'm pretty chill, so a lot of the antics that would irritate me obviously were, and I'll talk about this later, were when it came to my job, my position. I ain't trying to spit at y'all. When I'm clocking in and you're on the clock and you're doing what you got to do and you're damn good at it, and you have these antics coming at you at all sorts of different directions, especially with the position I was. So that's where it gets irritating. The slander, the obvious lies, the things that people try to do. And you get older and you get much more wiser, and you get much more, you just go forward in life. So you get tired of talking about this. You get tired of bringing old baggage to the surface and stuff like that. And you see how important it is to really get forward with your life and not let the things that happened previously bring you down. So that's why I'm trying to be much more mature when speaking about this. Perhaps you're supposed to patch and fix things up, but nonetheless, you're only here right now because of you. You're only feeling and thinking the way you are right now because of you. You only pushed yourself forward right now because of you. Yet you had to put up with a bunch of stuff that you should not have had to put up with. A lot of situations in which you should have been more on the positive route, more on the, on the more team side of things. It was like the complete opposite. Like you were just completely like, it's almost like you're banished, and it's just weird. This is just kind of where I'm coming from, the ego trick, like I talked about it in a vid I deleted. It was the first vid I made, man, where I spoke on how this happened in the first place, and how it's a psycho ego trick to make you think and act like everything just kind of revolves around you, and that's not true. We are the ones who create the world. This world is not about you. You're supposed to add on to it, is kind of where I'm coming from. And that's not me telling you that, but it's just like, sometimes you gotta act like it's not happening and just take control of your situation and go about it a different way, There's some mistakes you made, though. There's some things you could have, done better. It's almost like you damn near have to be perfect, You got to get with the program. You got to start communicating with people. You got to see what's worth it and see what's not worth it, And it's tough, A lot of previous people and situations you've been with that you chose to move on forward with, when things start to happen, you got to see where you're coming from and where it all started, And there's still people out there who care about you, and you care about them too. So that's kind of what I mean by the whole patch and fix some things up. Having good people around you is a good thing, But it's tough, man. It's tough. Doing the whole, trying to forget about stuff when stuff happens, And we're all trying to grow here, man. And like I said before, this is why I try to take it easy speaking on this, because I'm not gonna be upset at anyone for not understanding a situation that you caused, for not understanding a situation that you were misunderstood with, and stuff like that. This topic we're talking about here right now, bro, you're probably someone watching it. If you're going through it, you know exactly what I'm saying. But if you're not going through it, then you still don't understand where someone could come from. But just the more and more I'm gonna choose to just push this out, because it's just not fair. That's one perception there, but geez, that could come from a whole different other perception, dude. When I talk about how they just act like you didn't do what you just did, you're basically getting discriminated. It's very disrespectful. It's very extremely detrimental on your health, physically, mentally, emotionally. You gotta try to dig deep into who you are, but geez, bro. What if you're just an average person who just wants to work at Subway and get a sandwich to eat? Like, geez, it's really not that hard to figure out what life is about, but just based upon who you are and everything you've been through and everyone you've been around and stuff and all that collective stuff and how it builds up, it's a lot for someone. It could be a lot for someone to just try to just hit the hay on your own and try to just do stuff on your own. Some people have a bigger struggling with that than other people, That's where you get, stuff like communicating and teamwork, man. I think it's tough. A lot of times I think it's unfair. Like I said before, I think it's highly disrespectful. I think it's discriminating. I think it's just a load of nonsense. This whole trying to make it seem like it's not happening And this whole trying to even the playing field and act like, oh well, you're a little too much, we need to even the playing field and you need to settle down a bit type stuff is what I'm getting from this. Is how that's the best way I'm going to describe it to you guys. I'm being extremely vague, extremely surface level. It's annoying. If you're someone who's going through this, you have a lot of patience. You're a very unique and strong person. I give you that. It's very irritating. It's challenging, and yeah, it sucks, man. It's BS. You know what I'm saying? But you can get through it. You just gotta dig a little deeper inside yourself, man. I'm still over here trying to figure out if this is really real. This is really like a program. Which it is, you know, and you were selected, chosen for something. It's tough. It's tough. They say you're supposed to speak things into existence. Jeez, man, sometimes I don't like to talk. Sometimes I do like to work with my hands. Sometimes I do like to just chill and listen to music. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm really not as important as all this stuff is trying to make it seem. I'm just... You know what I'm saying? I just don't really know what else to say, man. I don't think anyone should have to go through something like this. I think it's... I don't know, man. Once you look a little deeper into yourself, hopefully things will get better for you. Hopefully things will get better for your situation once you figure out, well, what is it that's helping and what is it that's harming? And everyone plays a big role, and there's multiple channels that speak and show on this, but there's a specific channel where I did this previously. I'm gonna do it before, and I'm gonna have a link to one of this vid is one of the best vids of his, I believe, and he actually breaks down the biblical foundation to this, and it's not a conspiracy. One thing that's real irritating about this is just the, you know, I guess, I don't even use the word trolls. I don't really call them trolls anymore. They're just like, I don't know, who, you know, who just comment nonsense on your videos and act like you were speaking a bunch of rubbish or something. And I don't know why these people choose to do that, you know. They'll use, and you know, the reason I don't even call them trolls is almost like they're like, what are you? It's because they'll copy and paste the same sentences on like other people's channels, so you really can't. That's like less than a troll, you know. Trolls like try harder than that when it comes to that. So other than that, I'm just gonna end it on here. I know I'm gonna have much more where I talk about it, but just it's the way you look at it, man. I know it's easier said from my position, because you know, I would find this highly, it's irritating. Just remember that, you know, there's auditors that go through stuff like this, man. If you guys haven't seen those videos, I talked about how there are channels that go through this because they show real stuff in real life, even when it comes down to just showing the different neighborhoods in different cities around the US and stuff like that. And auditors and journalists and people like that can sometimes go, you know, go through a phase like this stuff here. But it's a way you look at it. Try to be positive about it, man. It is agitating thinking about just why and how, and how the simplest stuff could get done, but you actually see the prevention tactics. Yet if you're someone to speak on these prevention tactics, you are someone who's playing a victim. And if you're someone going through this, man, like, pat yourself on the back and for real, just look at it positively, man. If there's a way that people could come out of their shell, because I'm someone, I'm telling you right now, who is like an introvert, and it's not tough for me to speak, but it's intriguing to just see how things play out, I guess, man. you know, and just be real, you know, be real, you know, think your moves through, you know. I'm someone, you know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are too, who sometimes you got to make split decisions right there, and it could be some 180 stuff sometimes, you know, and it's the way you look at it. Show that you care, be valuable, you know, be useful, and just be ready for any moment that and stuff that comes your way. But with that being said, the reason I mentioned things like playing, evening the playing field too, is a statement I made, is because you got to remember there's still people out there who like, you know, it may seem like they're doing well, but everyone's got problems too. Just remember that everyone's got problems, man. And it's, I call this whole term the psycho-ego trick, man, because it's a lot. And I'm so happy a lot of people are coming out about this now, because a lot of people are going through this, you know. So just remind yourself that everyone's going through it in a different way. There's different characteristics we all have that's gonna make us look a certain way when we respond this way and all this, man. And, you know, just believe in yourself, man, and try it another day. I appreciate that comment. I forgot the name. You know, you motivated me to put this vid up, man. I didn't really plan on putting a vid up in a minute, but yeah, if you guys want to like the video and share it, and comment if you're going through this, and let me know what you think about it, man. I think it's annoying, you know. I said it was can you get in trouble for cussing on YouTube? Bullshit. Because people's channels are getting, like, I just see stuff happening, you know, and I don't want that. I want to be in good standings, but yeah, the program is pretty. You'd rather not go through it. It seems like, you know, sometimes things are just being controlled, but, you know, once you see stuff for what it is, man, just don't, you know, look at it in a positive way and try to see what you can use to go forward, man, and just, you know, try to act like you're just not going through it, man. You gotta live life, because it's just one time, man. Just live life, you know. Live life and be happy, man. People got problems, you know. You're not the only one. So I appreciate you guys for checking out the video, and I'll have another one here in a bit.